back to the channel. My name is Lauren if you're new here, but if you're not new, you probably know that I love fall. And I am not ashamed to admit I love a good pumpkin spice latte. Though, to be honest, I've been favoring the pumpkin cream cold brews a lot more this season. Really like those. But I love fall, so I thought it was a good time to film my fall makeup essentials videos. Just makeup that I have been using in the fall, that I love to use in the fall, the kinds of makeup, and some examples of that makeup that I love that is currently in my collection. Now, I was inspired to film this video after watching Amanda Z's fall essential videos, which you should definitely check out because she does a great job talking about trends, the trends that she really likes, what she thinks is going to be coming through in the makeup world over the next few months, and she just goes into so much detail. I love watching her videos, so that will be linked down below if you want to take a look. I'm not going to talk about any trends. I'm just going to tell you what I like because I know my finger is not on the trends. I'm not on the trends, but I know what I like, and I know what I like during fall. So that is what we are going to be talking about right now. So let's start with the foundations that I like to use in the fall. Now, typically in the summer and the spring, I like something dewy, something almost wet looking, like it looks shiny, it's giving you healthy, and it's kind of not what I do in the winter. It's just not what I like. And this might be weird, okay? It might just be me, but I like to go matte in the winter. I like more matte leaning foundations, or I go for foundations that are really close to the skin. They look skin-like. They don't look like you're wearing foundation. So you're not overly dewy, you're not hydrated looking. It just looks like you have great skin. The three foundations I pulled to talk about, the first one is from Vive, and this is the Skin Nova Complexion Balm. Now I have mine in the color 120, and what I like about this one is it literally melts into the skin. Not a lot of people talk about this foundation, and I think it's because it's a UK brand, so it's not really super available if you're in the US like I am, but it was easy to order online and get. So it's there if you want it, but it looks like you're not wearing anything. It just looks like you're having a great skin day. Like your skin just looks flawless. It just melts away any discoloration. It just smooths everything out, but it's also very, very light. It's very light on the skin. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. The only thing I don't like about this one is there is a little bit of an herbally scent to it that is just not my favorite, but I will push through that because I love it so much. It's very similar to how I feel about the next one, which is the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. I have mine in the color 5. It's wearing off, if you couldn't tell. I've had this for a while, so I need to finish it probably sooner than later. I think it's about time. But this one is a little heavier than the Vive, but it still does the same thing. It looks like your skin, just way better. Like it's a little bit thicker, so it covers up a little bit more, but your skin just looks flawless. It's not overly dewy. It's not matte. It's somewhere in between that, but it just feels like you're not wearing anything. Now, in terms of matte, of course, I'm gonna go for the fancy one, but I think Guerlain's Gold Skin Matte Foundation is just fantastic. It is another one that feels like you are not wearing anything. I have mine in the color 1N, and it just glides on. And it doesn't look too matte. Like your skin isn't looking like it's dried up. It's just a little bit more flat looking, which I just kind of like in the winter. I don't know why, but I like a good matte foundation sometimes. And this one is a good matte foundation. So those are the foundations, the types of foundations that I have been reaching for this fall. Now let's talk about blushes. I think typically in the fall, winter, it makes sense to wear a lot of berry tones, but that's not really what I've been feeling this fall. I have been feeling very natural, very light blushes. So kind of avoiding a lot of the heavily pigmented blushes, kind of avoiding the very bright pinks. I like more of the kind of rose tone, cool toned pinks. That's what I've been going for, the ones that are more on the muted side. So the ones that I picked just to show in this video, first off, we have the Forever Blush Soft Filter from Dior. This is in the color Petal. This is a beautiful, beautiful blush. Obviously, it is a little on the pricey side, but it's got this whipped texture That is really cool. You see it in a lot of like Korean and sea beauty brands, but you don't see it too much in American makeup. But it's just got that whipped light texture and it blends out so easily. And it's actually really easy to blend this into oblivion. So you don't want to blend it out too much or you will not see it anymore. That's not what we're going for. But we're just going for a very natural light blush. Similar to that is from Rare Beauty. This is their liquid blush in the color Hope. It's just a really beautiful color. This one is very different. It's a liquid. It doesn't have that mousse texture, but it is also highly pigmented. So with this one, I just go in with a couple dots, very little dots, and blend it out. And that's the perfect amount of color that I am looking for in the fall. If you go in any heavier, you're gonna have a brighter, more cheery effect, which sometimes I like. Just not right now. A brand that I discovered this year that I had not tried before and have really fallen in love with is Ciel, and their blush in particular I've really been liking. This is their powder blush in Shy, and I just think it is so light, so natural. It is easy to build up if you do want more color, but for the most part, I just put on a really light layer and it's just like the bareliest there flush of color. You can barely see it. And that's really what I am going for most days lately. The only thing that is kind of weird about this one is that it has SPF in it. And I'm like, I just feel like blush is one of those things where you don't necessarily need SPF. Because you're just putting it on your cheeks, right? You should be putting SPF on anyways, all over, all over. And then last but certainly not least, we have from Addiction Tokyo. This is in the color Timeless Petal. And this is a beautiful, soft, luminescent blush. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. I did accidentally stick my finger in it, always. But it's a very, very light pink petal blush. Again, all these colors are very similar and they all perform a little bit similar in the fact that they are, well, I guess the exception would be the Rare Beauty because that's highly pigmented, but the other ones aren't as pigmented. They're a little more on the lighter side. It makes it easier to control kind of how much pigment you're getting on your face. You're not going overboard. I mean, I guess it would be easy to go overboard with the Dior, but it's got that matte moussey texture that again, you can blend out and that really will help define how much color you want on your cheeks. Ooh, let's talk about highlighter. So I haven't been wearing highlighter as much, I feel like, in the fall, but when I do reach for it, it's definitely the icy champagne-y shades. So the shades that I pulled to talk about in this video, we've got another Dior product. I just obsessed with Dior. But this is the Forever Glow Maximizer. This is in the color Pearly. So it's just a icy highlighter. It's very sparkly. It's pretty powerful in terms of sparkle meter. You're getting some intense brightness on there. So it's a great highlighter if you want it to be a little more on the blinding side, I'd say. Then we have from Rowan. This is their Row Glow. I didn't know it was called that. In the color Glazed. And this has been one of my favorite highlighters for a while. This is a little more sheer. This is a little more on the champagne-y side, a little bit nude versus that icy white. But I've been enjoying this color a lot too. Not having it overly icy and having it a little more natural if I want to go natural. But if I want even less shine, then I will go for, this one is from Lunasol, which is a Japanese brand. And I don't know the exact color because it's not on here, but this is another, it's a slightly more champagne-y, pretty sheer. It doesn't have any large chunks of shimmer in it, so it's very smooth and it's just really beautiful. If you're not looking for anything that is like overly attention grabbing, but you just want a little bit of shine. But I still think ColourPop makes one of the best iciest highlighters. So this is their pressed powder highlight in Cold One. It just is so good, okay? This has survived so many declutters because it's just a fantastic icy, very icy white highlighter. So I do love this one quite a bit. I do feel like I'm a little all over the place with eyeshadow. I do like the classic fall colors. So in particular, this palette from Victoria Beckham. Ah, God, what is it? I think it's Bordeaux is the name of it. But this has been one that I've been reaching for a lot. These are very smooth pigmented eyeshadows. It's actually what's on my eyes today. And it just is the typical fall colors. You've got the dark brown, you've got like the Bordeaux color, you've got this like slightly orangey shimmer. It's just a really pretty palette. and the colors are just so smooth. The formula is really pretty in this. So fall colors, yes, I will get behind all the time. But what I've also been reaching for a lot, and these are in a lot of my shadow sticks because you just grab them, stick them on and go, and they're so easy. But the shadow sticks have been more kind of gray, taupey leaning. Those are the ones that I have been absolutely loving this fall. A brand we really don't talk about very much. It is a little on the more expensive side, but Ulta carries it. But that's Jane Iredale, and this is their Color Luxe eyeshadow stick. And the color that just surprised me, that kind of like sparked my love for gray, is this Dove Gray color. And it is just the best neutral gray that I own in my collection. I use it all the time. I think it's beautiful. From MAC, we have their eyeshadow stick in Taupe It Off. This is actually a rather new release, but it is kind of the shinier, more taupey version of the Dove Gray. It's definitely not gray, it's taupey, so it's a little bit lighter, and it's just got that really pretty shimmer that I really enjoy. It's another one that will stay on your eyes after you put it there. So that's kind of what I need in my life. I need things to stay. Bobbi Brown makes great eyeshadow sticks. This is actually their Longwear Cream liner stick, but sometimes I use it as an eyeshadow. This is in the color Fog. So you can use it as an eyeliner. I will use it sometimes as an eyeshadow, but it works really well as a top liner if you smudge it out. It's really good at smudging. So that's a really pretty gray. Okay, I partly got this because I've been really loving her eyeshadow sticks and I wanted something a little more neutral, a little more taupey. And then I saw the name was Shroom and I was like, that's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. And you know what? It is amazing. It is a light taupey gray and it's beautiful and we love Shroom. Last but certainly not least is the liquid eyeshadow from Ilia. This is their liquid powder in the color Hatch, and it is kind of more of an olive gray, and I have been really enjoying this as well. I do love olive in the fall, in the winter, actually all the time. I love olive, but it is a really good fall color, and this is just like such a cool, different color. It's kind of weird. It's a little weird, but I really like it. So those are the eyeshadows that I have been reaching for a lot this fall. Kind of more neutral colors. You know I like my bright colors. I will always love purple. Fall is a good time for deep purples. I like deep purple eyeliners, but let's talk about eyeliners for a sec, because I think it's really fun to add a pop of color with your eyeliners during the fall as well. And of course, we're gonna be talking about fall colors. Not so much a pop of color, but from Urban Decay, this is their Glide On eye pencil in the color Corrupt. It's just a kind of cooler toned brown. That's just really pretty. It makes my eyes pop, so I really do like this one. One that I have on my eyes today that is really fun is from Chanel. This is in the color Eros. This is their long lasting eyeliner, and it's a reddish color, but it's kind of like a lighter red. Like I thought it would go on deeper when I first bought it, but it really doesn't. It's almost more of a see-through red that you have to build up quite a bit. So a little bit different than what I expected, but I actually really like it. It's not your typical red. It's a little bit different. A burgundy color that I have been wearing a lot. It's from Stila, and this is their Sale Day inkware in the color Cherry Noir. And this is liquid, and the thing about this one is the stain power is really impressive. This does not budge off my eyes. This is a great formula. This is the only color that I have in it. Tempted to pick up the black, but I'm trying to work through some of my eyeliners right now, so I don't need to do that. But this is just a fantastic red. It's, again, a burgundy, so it's a deep red. It's not like an in-your-face red. It's a little more undercover, I find, but it's got a little bit of sparkle in there. And again, the stain power in this formula is something really special. And then we're talking about a gray green. So this is another gray green that I really like from I'm pretty sure defunct brand, but you can tell me if I'm wrong. This is from Give Beauty. This is Gwen Stefani's brand that I'm almost positive does not exist anymore, but this is their eyeliner. I thought their eyeliners weren't bad, but this is in Greener Pastures. I've been using this one a little bit, and it kind of reminds me of the Ilia in terms of it's like more of a gray toned green. It's not like your typical olive green. It doesn't have a lot of that brightness. It's a little more muted. And that is just kind of like what I've been feeling this fall. Maybe fall is just a time to feel a little muted. I mean, I love fall, but you know, sometimes the weather can get you down. But yeah, I like a little pop of color to my eyeliners. I always do, but for fall, these are fall colors. These just scream fall to me. These are what I've been reaching for. Not so much, again, my purples or like my bright blues. Not as much. Sometimes. Always sometimes. Never, never. And lipsticks. I'm like a little all over the place. But I do kind of like a more sheer berry tone. That's what I've been reaching for lately. One of my new favorites is actually from Mary Phillips. This is her Siggy, what's it called? Siggy lipstick. I just did a review of these and I was surprised because I found these to be very similar, this color in particular, very similar to Clinique's Black Honey. And this color is Love Bites, and it is a very sheer berry tone. So you have to do a couple layers to build it up. It's still gonna be on the sheer side, but it feels very moisturizing, very hydrating on the lips. Same with this one from Dior. This is another new one that kind of caught me by surprise because I didn't expect to like it as much, but I have been reaching for it so much. But this is the Dior Lip Maximizer, and I am blanking on the name and I also don't see it down there. It's Amber something. I'll put it on screen. But this is another one that is a little more on the sheer side, but still has kind of a berry and brown color to it. And it's just really beautiful on the lips. And I typically don't wear a lot of things that have brown tones in them because I don't like how it looks on my lips, but this is the exception. This is just a beautiful fall color. It's kind of perfect. And again, I'm really surprised at how much I love it. And then let's talk about what's on my lips. What's on my lips is from, what is the actual name? It's just Violet, I think. And this is the BISOU BALM. It's a sheer matte lipstick. I have mine in the color Sucette. So it is a very powdery formula and it's very sheer when you put it on. So you're not getting a lot of color at all. And I really like that. I just really like how it feels on the lips. This one is matte, but it's very light. It's not overly drying. So if you did want to wear matte lipstick in the winter, there's options where it doesn't feel like your life is being sucked out of your lips. But I just think this color is really beautiful. It is just like a hint of color. It's not too bright, but it's just really fun and it's easy to apply. You don't really need to worry about lip liner because it's not getting everywhere. It sits where you put it and it's happy there. And it's just a really cool formula. Again, it's a little more on the dry side. So the formula itself is more on the dry side. Like the actual makeup is dry when you apply it, but it doesn't feel drying on the lips. It doesn't feel like you're wearing anything on your lips. It's so light. So it's an interesting formula. I don't know if I've come across one exactly like that, but I think that's why I enjoy it so much. Whew, okay, so I just talked a lot, but these are like my makeup fall essentials for 2025. I would say that every time I do like an essentials, I don't know if I actually do too many of these, but every time I think about my makeup essentials for a season, it definitely changes from year to year. I would say there are some colors that just remain the same in every season. Like with fall, I love burgundies. I like, reds. I like those deep browns. But for me this year, cool tone, like grays and stuff, that was kind of new. Plus this gave me an excuse just to talk about makeup that I love, which I could rant for hours and hours about makeup that I love. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what your fall essentials are, if any of these also are stuff that you've been reaching for a lot, formulas, shades, whatever, because I would love to hear from you. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.